I love maxi dresses because they feel like you're wearing one big sweatpants. Hi, welcome back. Today's video is journaling for when you feel overwhelmed. I just eloped and I'm married now, yay! And it was super fun, but between the money I spent on the elopement and the 2 receptions I'm having to make everybody else happy, I should have just had a wedding, even though I didn't want one. I did want to get married, to be clear. I do want to be married, but I should have just had a wedding for all the trouble that I have gone through trying to make everybody else happy. And I've spent the last couple months feeling really overwhelmed, which is okay because this is a good life lesson for me. And it's made me realize that overwhelm is something we all feel. And there are some journal prompts that can help you gain a little perspective. So we're going to go through those today. First, you're going to make a list of things you feel responsible for, like the things you actually feel are somehow in your wheelhouse, even if it doesn't make logical sense, because often the things we feel responsible for, even if we're not actually responsible for them, are what's weighing us down. Now I want you to make a list of things you are actually responsible for. Maybe you just want to make it for a list of things you're actually responsible for on a day-to-day basis. That's what I'm going to do because that helps me feel a little more less overwhelmed. But just make a list of the things, not that you feel like you should be taking care of, but the things that you actually take care of, like your nutrition, you waking up in the morning, not somebody else's happiness or meaning for life or anything like that. Okay, now you're going to make a list of the things that you're responsible for but shouldn't be, the things that have been put on your plate that shouldn't be there, and ways you can shift to them. So, for example, I feel responsible for so-and-so's happiness, and then I'll write an arrow being like, I can shift this by setting boundaries and meeting them halfway. That would just be an example. Or like, I feel responsible for keeping our entire apartment clean and livable. Like, I live with somebody else, so I would like put an arrow and write create cleaning schedule, or whatever it is. Just the things that, again, have been put on your plate that have no business being there, and one way that you can maybe chop them in half and share them with somebody else's plate, if we're gonna go with that metaphor. Now, on the note of the last question, list 3 ways you can alleviate overwhelm right now. So if you're super overwhelmed by a task coming up, can you just get started early to make yourself feel more confident? Can you ask for help with that task? Or if you're overwhelmed by just the sheer amount of things you have to do, what is not important? Or what can be, sacrificed? Just list 3 ways that you can help alleviate your current situation. You could also think of it as 3 ways you could simplify your life right now. I find that simplifying often really helps me with overwhelm. Now you're going to make a list of 3 ways you can prevent overwhelm from happening in the future. Maybe that's saying no to things instead of saying yes, like putting a limit on how many things you sign up for. Maybe that's setting boundaries earlier in relationships. Maybe that's cleaning your house once a week instead of once a month. So just how can you help prevent this overwhelm from becoming an avalanche in the future? Okay, and to end on a really positive note, you're gonna write down 3 things that you're responsible for that you love being responsible for. So I know responsibilities can often feel like burdens, but also there are some things that are really blessings. Like I am usually responsible for making dinner for me and my husband. And I love that. I really do. It is a really easy way for me to show love and make food that I like and that I know he likes. So that's a responsibility that I'm really grateful for. Or like the responsibility of driving to work. I love my job. I love having my job. I'm really thankful for it. And my responsibility to drive to work safely gives me time to like listen to music and podcasts. And I like having that. So just write 3 responsibilities you have in your life that you're like, oh yes, I love having them. Okay, that was everything I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out and being my friend. I hope this was helpful if you've been feeling overwhelmed lately. Just know that you've got this, I believe in you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!